A customer emails about a broken order, then calls the next day, then opens a chat because nobody seems to know what happened, and they repeat the same story every time while your support team hunts through inboxes, notes, and separate tools. That is exactly what Dynamics 365 case management fixes. Think of a case like one labeled folder inside a busy office building, where every part of a customer problem goes into that folder or from the first question to the final answer. I'm Mirko Peters from M365 FM, and in this knowledge nugget, you will see how cases, routing, response deadlines, support articles, and closure all fit together. What a case actually is via 20 words. So what exactly is a case? A case is one record for one customer issue that needs an answer or a fix, and the issue could be a damaged product, a billing question, a login problem, or a request for help using a service. Here Thames the thing, one customer can have several cases at once. A single customer might ask about an invoice on Monday, report a failed device on Tuesday, and need help changing an address on Friday. Those are separate problems, so Dynamics 365 keeps them in separate case records instead of piling every conversation into one confusing thread. When an agent creates a case, they link it straight to the customer. That customer may be a contact you, meaning an individual person, or an account, meaning the company they work for. So if Jamie from Northwind Traders reports a problem, the case can point to both Jamie and the company, and anyone opening the record can see who needs help and which organization the issue belongs to. The case also needs a plain description of the problem, usually starting with a title like "Oh, printer stops after software update AU" or "Oh, customer charged twice for annual plan AU," and that title helps people scan a list of open cases without opening every record. Below that title, the agent adds the detail. What happened? When did it begin? What has the customer already tried? Which product it involves? And whether it items a question, a request, or a fault. These details turn a vague message into work that somebody can own and solve. Let items break it down further. A case can carry a subject, product, priority, and case type. The subject groups the issue into an area like billing or technical support. The product identifies what the customer uses. The priority tells the team how quickly to look at it. And the case type gives the team another way to sort work based on their support process. None of these fields solve the customer or team's problem by themselves, but they help the support team see the work clearly, especially when hundreds of cases arrive from different customers. A team dealing with a serious service failure should now have to search through general questions to find it. Now, a case is no to just a form someone fills in and forgets. It becomes the working record for the whole conversation. Emails can connect to the case, phone calls can appear there, and an agent can add notes after a chat, set a follow-up task, or record an appointment. Each activity stays with the same customer problem, so the next person does now need to rebuild the story from scratch. Imagine an agent starts work in the morning and then hands the case to a product specialist after lunch. Without a case record, the specialist might receive one short message like, "Oh, can you look at this?" AO, which is now not enough. With the case record, they can see the original issue, customer details, what happened during the call, and what the first agent already checked. That is a much better handoff. Dynamics 365 keeps the case in a clear state as it moves through the support process. It can stay active while the team investigates, and once the team fixes the issue or gives the final answer, they resolve it. If the request no longer needs work, maybe it came in by mistake or the customer withdrew, the team can cancel it. Active, resolved, and cancelled. Those three states give the team a shared view of where each issue sits, so nobody needs to guess whether a case still needs attention, and managers need to treat old finished work like a fresh customer problem. One record gives you control, and the full customer history gives the agent context. The customer story behind the case. A case tells you what needs fixing. The customer record tells you what led to this moment. When an agent opens a case in Dynamics 365 customer service, they can look beyond the latest message. They see the bigger picture earlier cases, past emails, the products connected to the customer, and their support history. Context changes the conversation. Why does context matter? Imagine a customer reports a device failure. If the agent only sees today's message, they may start with basic questions. What model is it? When did it start? Did you restart it? But the customer has already contacted support twice this week. The first agent sent troubleshooting steps. The second arranged a replacement part. A third agent, who sees that history, won't ask the customer to start over. Instead, they say, "I can see you already tried those steps and the replacement part didn't fix it. Let's try the next thing." That feels very different from, "Can you explain the problem again?" This is often called a 360-degree customer view. The name sounds fancy, but it's simple. It means the agent sees the customer from more than one angle, not just one isolated message. The agent sees the person, they see the company, they see earlier support requests, previous conversations, and the products connected to them. For a support team, that replaces guessing with a clear starting point. Now, not every customer receives the same kind of support. A customer might have bought a warranty, their company might pay for a set number of support hours. Or they might have a contract that allows a certain number of cases, or premium support with faster help. Dynamics 365 tracks all of this through entitlements. An entitlement is the customer outcomes support agreement inside the system. Think of it as the service terms attached to their account. Before an agent promises an engineer OOTMS time or starts chargeable work, they check what support applies. That avoids awkward surprises. For example, a customer might still have warranty cover for a failed product. The case can follow that path. Another customer may have used all their support hours. The agent sees that before committing to work outside the agreement. It also helps the support team treat customers fairly. The agent doesn't need to search through old contracts or ask another department. The support terms sit with the customer information right where the agent can find them. Then there's the knowledge base. Support teams solve the same problems over and over. Password resets, setup instructions, a known error after an update, a billing question with a standard answer. A knowledge article stores that answer in one place. Inside the service workspace, an agent can search for articles while working on a case. An article might include a plain explanation, steps, a screenshot, or the exact checks the team should complete. Instead of each agent writing their own version from memory, they use a shared answer the team has reviewed. That keeps support consistent. It also helps newer agents. They don't need years of experience to handle common problems well, because the team's known fixes are available when they need them. Copilot case summaries help with another common problem, long case histories. A case can collect many emails, notes, and updates over time. Reading everyone takes time, especially after a handoff. Copilot creates a short case summary that pulls together the case title, customer, subject, product, priority, case type, description, and recent activity. It's a quick brief before the agent starts work. The agent still checks the record and uses their judgment, but they understand the situation faster. That helps when the customer is waiting and the case has passed through several hands. Once the agent understands the customer and the problem, the case needs to reach the right person. From intake to the right queue, a customer can ask for help in many ways. Email, phone call, chat, social media, a self-service portal. The channel changes, but the support team still needs one clear place to manage the request. Dynamics 365 can create cases from those conversations when the setup includes record creation rules. Think about an email arriving at a shared support address. Instead of leaving it in a mailbox until someone spots it, a rule turns that email into a case. The message becomes the start of work inside customer service. That cuts down on manual copying. The same idea applies to other connected channels. The team chooses which messages create a new case and which belong on an existing one. A reply to an open issue stays with that issue. A new question gets its own case. Then the case needs a home while someone takes ownership. That home is often a queue. A queue is a shared work tray for a team. It isn't one agent's inbox, and it doesn't belong to the person who first saw the request. Instead, it gives the whole team a place to see work waiting for attention. Imagine a company with a billing team, a technical support team, and a returns team. Each team has its own queue. Billing questions go to billing. Product faults go to technical support. Return requests go to the people who know the return process. That sounds simple because it is. Clear sorting saves people from passing work around blindly. Routing rules help with that sorting. A routing rule checks the details on a case and sends it to the right queue or person. A case about a specific product goes to the product team. A case from a certain region goes to local support. A serious issue goes to an urgent queue. A general question waits with the standard team. Some organizations route work based on skill. For example, a customer writing in French needs an agent who speaks French. A technical issue needs someone trained on a certain product. Routing puts the case closer to the person who can solve it, instead of treating every request the same. Automation helps, but people still make decisions. A team lead might look at a difficult case and assign it directly to a senior agent. Maybe someone already knows the customer. Maybe the problem crosses several products and needs experience a rule can't judge. Manual assignment gives the team room for that human choice. Ownership can change during a case. An agent might need more information and return the case to a queue. A team might discover the issue belongs to another department, or an urgent request might need escalation when the normal team can't resolve it. Dynamics 365 keeps the work moving instead of leaving it with someone stuck. Now, sometimes one issue creates many cases. Picture a software outage affecting dozens of customers. Each customer contacts support separately, so each report needs its own case. But all reports connect to one larger problem. A parent case tracks that wider issue, while child cases track individual customer reports beneath it. That gives the support team two views at once. They work on the underlying outage through the parent case, while each child case keeps the right customer informed. When they find the fix, they don't investigate the same outage from scratch for every caller. Duplicate cases create a similar problem on a smaller scale. A customer might email and call about the same issue, or two agents might open cases before noticing the other one. Instead of splitting effort, the team can merge similar cases. One case becomes the main record, and the work stays together. Nobody should solve the same problem twice. Getting a case to the right queue, and person starts the work, and the customer expects a response within the time they were promised. Keeping promises with SLAs and guided work. Getting a case to the right person is only half the job because the customer also expects help within the time you promised. And that's where a service level agreement, I'll call it an SLA, comes in. An SLA attaches a clock to the case so the team knows exactly how long they have to meet a customer promise, whether it's replying for the first time or fully resolving the issue. But here, OTIM is the thing. Those are not always the same deadline. Take a customer who expects an acknowledgement within 1 hour, even if the technical team needs 2 business days to find and test the fix. Dynamics 365 tracks a first response target and a resolution target separately, so the team can act quickly without pretending every issue can be fixed instantly. Now imagine a customer whose service has stopped working. They don't expect a complete repair in 10 minutes, but they do expect someone to confirm the problem is known, explain what happens next, and keep them informed. The first response target tracks that first contact, while the resolution target tracks the full path to an answer or fix, and different customers can have different promises. A company with premium support gets faster response targets than a customer on a standard plan. A high priority outage gets a shorter deadline than a routine "how do I" question. Support agreements, priority, and case type all shape the time rules that apply. That keeps the process fair and clear. Without SLAs, an agent might work from the oldest item in a list while a time-sensitive case quietly passes its deadline. With SLAs, the case screen shows time indicators that tell the agent which promise needs attention first. So you'll see the pressure building. A case with plenty of time left needs work, but a case nearing its response deadline needs attention now. Teams can also set alerts or escalation steps when a target is close or has already passed, so a supervisor can step in before the customer has to chase the team. Time targets guide urgency, and business process flows guide the work itself. A business process flow is a set of stages shown inside the case. It gives an agent a clear path to follow based on how the organization wants cases handled. The stages may move from intake to investigation to resolution with the right questions and checks at each point. Think of it as a checklist with a place in the process. A new agent doesn't have to guess which details matter before sending a case to a specialist. The flow can ask for the product, issue type, impact, and other information the next team needs. A more experienced agent can move faster, but the shared path still keeps the team working in the same direction. Here's a scenario. A high-priority service outage arrives. The case enters the urgent queue, and its SLA starts counting down. The agent confirms the customer's details, records the impact, and sends the first response before that response target expires. Next, the process flow moves the case into diagnosis, where the team gathers error details and checks for related reports. The case then moves into resolution when the team identifies the cause and prepares the customer update. That sequence gives managers a clearer picture too. They can see whether cases slow down during intake, diagnosis, or the final customer response. The flow doesn't solve the problem for the team, but it stops basic steps from disappearing during a busy day. Dynamics 365 can also control which status changes agents can choose at different points. And these are called status reason transitions, which sounds technical, but the idea is simple. A case should move through sensible steps. You don't want someone to mark a case resolved while it still waits for a required internal check, or jump from a new case straight to cancelled without recording why. The allowed choices can change as the case changes. For example, a case under investigation may allow an agent to place it on hold while waiting for customer details. After the customer replies, the agent can return it to active work. When the issue is fixed, the case can move to resolved. That creates a cleaner case history. A reply alone doesn't finish the work. The team needs to record how the issue ended, then close the case properly. Resolution, learning, and better service. Sending a reply doesn't automatically close a case. The team needs to record the resolution, which means writing down what fixed the issue or what final answer the customer received. That might be replacement device sent, duplicate payment refunded, or customer updated the setting that blocked access. That note becomes part of the customer record, and it gives the next agent a useful starting point if the same customer contacts support again months later with a related problem. Sometimes the first fix doesn't work. Maybe the customer follows the instructions and the error returns. Maybe a replacement part arrives but doesn't solve the fault. In that situation, the team can reopen the case or place it back in a queue for more work, rather than starting a brand new record with no history. The case continues from where the team left off. That matters when ownership changes. A new agent can see what the previous agent tried, what the customer confirmed, and what still needs checking. The customer doesn't need to explain the whole story from the beginning just because a different person picked up the work. Over time, all those cases also tell the support team what's happening beyond one customer problem. Managers can look at time to resolution, which tracks how long cases take from opening to closure. They can look at stage time, which shows where cases spend their time. They can also watch first contact resolution, meaning how often the first person who speaks to the customer can solve the issue without a handoff. Workload matters too. If one queue fills up every Monday morning, the team can see it. If technical cases spend days waiting for an internal check, that delay appears in the case data. If one team closes cases quickly but customers keep reopening them, the team has a reason to look closer at the quality of those first fixes. The numbers don't explain everything by themselves. They point the team toward questions worth asking. Why are cases about one product rising? Why does a certain case type take longer than expected? Why are agents repeatedly searching for the same answer but not finding a useful knowledge article? Patterns turn daily support work into practical learning. A rise in similar cases may point to a product fault. It may show that a recent update confused customers. It may reveal that an instruction guide needs clearer steps. Instead of treating every request as unrelated, the team can spot the shared cause and work on it. That can reduce future case volume. Customer feedback belongs in that picture too. A closed case may show that the team met its response target, but the customer may still feel frustrated if they had to contact support 3 times. Looking at both the case history and feedback gives managers a fuller view of the experience. Some customers would rather avoid creating a case at all. That's where a self-service portal can help. Through a portal, customers can create a request, check its status, add new information, or read approved support articles without calling the support team. For simple questions, that can save time for everyone. A customer can check a delivery status or follow a setup guide when it suits them. Meanwhile, agents can spend more time on issues that need a person to investigate, explain, or make a decision. Dynamics 365 customer service can also connect with familiar Microsoft tools around the case process. An agent may work with email through Outlook. A team may discuss a difficult issue in Teams. Documents and shared information can live in SharePoint. Power BI can turn case data into reports and dashboards, while Power Platform tools can support extra forms, alerts, or automated steps around the team's own process. Each tool has its own job. The case remains the place where the support issue and its history stay connected, even when people use other tools to communicate, share files, or review the work. Case management isn't really about filling out a ticket screen. It's about giving every customer issue a clear path, a recorded answer, and a team that can learn from what happened. Conclusion: keep the whole customer story together. So here's the real takeaway. Dynamics 365 case management keeps the issue, the work, the promise, and the result in one record. No more lost context or repeated fixes. Look at your own support process. Oh, where does customer information disappear? That's where bringing it all together changes everything. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform for more Microsoft knowledge nuggets from me, Mirko Peters, at M365 FM, where we explain the Microsoft tools behind everyday work in plain English.